about the AFC South. So I think.
There's a history in this league of
Brought him up.
That's an example.
So
I didn't want to make
finish
him the
this.
subject.
For those who believe, for those who are ready.
You have no idea what song
I
it is.
have no idea what song it is.
It's a hot song right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on another episode of Dougie and Drust. It is Jimmy, it's Dougie, and we look forward for this episode. All right, the New Jersey Devils have officially clinched a spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is our time, baby. Let's see what they do with it.
We'll see, because I mean they got to play Carolina, and it's kind of hard.
Yeah, Carolina is going to be a huge test for this New Jersey Devils team. That's the matchup. It's guaranteed. Devils, Hurricanes. I would love to see revenge from 2023. That's what I want.
That would be nice, but Carolina is always that decent team. But then again, the Devils been playing good lately, though.
Yeah, they've been playing better without Jack and Dougie, but Dougie's supposed to come back. Siegenthaler's supposed to come back. They're skating, so we'll see what happens.
So if they could come back before playoffs, that would be really good.
Yeah, a few games left in the regular season, so I'm looking forward to the playoffs.
If I'm the GM, I would definitely just let them relax until playoffs come. Then you put them back on rotation.
Yeah, see what happens with there. So
Yeah,
anything could happen.
I think Tito Meyer's playing really well. He's scoring a lot, and I think Palat's doing well. Like that, we have the team. It's just can we use it? Like, can we be efficient enough?
Yeah, Luke Hughes has been stepping up big time,
Yeah.
so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with Luke.
Even our captain, Nico Heischer's playing really well.
Yeah, Nico Heischer's been stepping up.
Yeah.
Marky's been stepping up in the crease.
I'll agree 1 second. Hold on. Excuse me. Yo.
So, but it's been a good stretch for this Devils team so far. I really can't complain about the Devils and how they've been playing just because
I'm in the podcast.
they've been consistent. So it's just a matter of it's a fresh start.
Sorry about that.
Fresh start come April.
Yeah, I think they have a great season and everything. The Devils did, but I think it's just now you start 0-0 and you need to get ready for Carolina.
Yeah, start all over and see where it goes from there. Anything could happen.
Yeah, because I think the goaltender is playing really well. Mark, is it Storman?
Markstrom. Jacob Markstrom.
Jacob Markstrom. I always forget to mix them up.
Yeah, same thing. Marky,
Yeah.
Markstrom.
But no, he's playing really well and everything.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
He's been playing lights out.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. See what happens.
Yeah, so he's playing really well, and then, yeah, it's gonna be interesting, interesting playoff times, because now that ends soon, and so does basketball. And basketball ends in I think this weekend it ends.
Yeah, less than a week away.
Yeah, and then we get the play-ins and everything. We already got already scenarios already set up already.
Yeah, we get to see the Knicks losing round one, so we're looking forward to that.
Lose to Detroit.
Detroit's gonna be my surprise team.
I don't know. I did it. The Knicks,
I don't think they come out of the East, but they're gonna win a round or two.
No, I don't know. I like that they're playing really well, but I don't think they're gonna. The Knicks are just a better team.
No, I know, but no one was expecting Detroit to come out of this.
I had a trade film. I even said this year. I said they're going either a play-in spot or a playoff
They were,
spot.
yeah, because they were one of the worst teams in the league
Yeah.
a few years ago. And now I think they're the real deal.
They drafted well, and they're playing.
They're trusting the system. They're trusting the game
And
plan.
now, but I wouldn't be ashamed if they're going to be first round done.
That's probably the most likely scenario, but for me, I think they could be that sleeper team.
I will see if they can beat the Knicks. I will see, because I think the Knicks are gonna. They are playing sneakily good. Yes, I know they haven't beat the top teams, but they always kept it close.
Mm-hmm.
The recent games with Cleveland and the Celtics is they kept it close.
Mm-hmm.
So if they keep it close, and then it's going to be like a 7-game series where you could study your opponent and be better, I think it goes in their favor.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Luka returned last night to Dallas. You had Fire Nico chants. You had a video tribute playing for him. He got very emotional. So I think Luka could be a bigger impact on the Lakers this playoff run.
Than the Dallas.
Yeah, well, Dallas ain't going anywhere.
No, Dallas. Yeah, Dallas was already eliminated already.
Well, no, I think they're in the play-in.
No, they're the Dallas.
Yeah, Phoenix got eliminated.
I thought Dallas got eliminated.
No, Dallas is still in it.
Are you kidding me?
So Dallas made
Yeah,
the.
but they're first on that.
Yeah, they're
place.
not going anywhere. But I think
Yeah.
I think Luka made that Laker team a lot better than it should be.
Well, we said that too. Like LeBron needed like a solid number 2, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
AD was good.
Yeah, AD wasn't doing it.
But but I think now because they also like got people that like replaced AD really well, and then you got Luka, and then now you have LeBron and Luka that could play. Like I said, they gave the number 1 team, OKC Thunder, a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. And I think they take down Denver too, because they always had that bad luck against Denver. Guess what? I don't think Denver's that team right now.
Yeah, Denver fired their coach, and now it's like what's going on
They're
there?
limbo right now.
Yeah, that whole
Yeah, they're in limbo right now.
I think Joe Mazzulla is the only coach that has been kept the last few years. I think 4 of the last champions have been fired.
It's crazy that like he got fired or towards the end. Like I would have waited like after they got eliminated or something.
No, I know, but it could have been a lot of behind the scenes nonsense
Stuff.
that we don't know about.
It could have been, but we'll see. But no, I don't. Like I said, I don't think that was a bright move to do that while they're still playing and stuff.
Yeah, I would have waited till after the playoffs.
Yeah.
Or even after the finals. But yeah, it's a weird timing. I don't know. It's the way the NBA works is like, and I think that's why I lean more to the WNBA now, and I love the WNBA. I love watching it. I spent more time watching that final with the Liberty than I did the NBA final last year. Who won last year? Oh, Boston. I watched the last Boston game.
Won last, yeah.
That was a complete blowout, and I think the NBA is going to lose ratings. The NBA is becoming more of a one-man show, where you look at the WNBA, even collegiate level for men's, women's. The WNBA is more about a team and playing as a team, whereas the NBA, it's all about the individual player, the individual success. Like, don't get me wrong. Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, specifically, Caitlin Clark, I think Camelia Cardarso, Sabrina Ionenko, all great players on their respected teams, but they play together as a team. You can't really think of who's the big star on that team. Yeah, it's going to be the Clarks, the Ioneskos, the Beckers, the Reeses. But at the end of the day, I notice the WNBA, these players, they play as a team compared to the NBA, where you have your LeBron, you have your KD, but it's not. I feel like there's no team camaraderie when it comes to the NBA the last few years. Maybe you could say the super teams destroyed it, but there's a few good teams that play as a team. Like you could look at the Thunder, you could look at the Cavs, you could look at Celtics. You could even throw the Knicks in there, but for the most part, it's all about the big name players rather than coming together as a team. At least from my point of view and my perspective.
No, I could see that. That's actually not a bad comparison. I mean, if you want to throw even now, I think the Lakers are more of a team sport, like a team player now, because LeBron is definitely like team oriented. Like he's definitely that. Luka is too. So having them two together is like perfect for that team.
Yeah.
I think Denver is one of those teams that like is like one because you have that one star power in Nikola Jokic, and I think it's all about him right now because he's like always putting up big numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
So that I can agree with, but like it's different because if you have to be that person that's like, hey, if my other people are not scoring, I need to be that next man up and do my part, even if I have to go above and beyond, and they do.
No, I get that, but I don't know. I just feel like it's all right. Maybe they do play as a team, but I feel like WNBA is more competitive. Same thing too. Men's college basketball is more competitive than the NBA.
Well, it's
A lot of these games in the NBA are blowouts. Realistically, a lot of them are
yeah,
blowouts.
because this into the college football. A lot of those college football games are blowouts.
Yeah.
Until you get into like the final game, and it's like some of them are blowouts, some of them are not blowouts. They're like close games. Like especially like look at last year. Like it was only like a 10-point game that could have changed the whole thing if the other team would have scored. Especially if they were like about to score anyway. So like it's different scenarios for different games.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, it kind of does, kind of doesn't.
All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we have much more to get to. NFL draft is just 2 weeks away. Flew by. We'll be right back.
But to go and like react from a fiscal standpoint and from a civil rights standpoint to close everything, I find it hard to get behind.
Democrats. Thanks to Democrats. Thanks to the Democrats, by the way.
Nancy Pelosi should not be 84 years old and still be sitting as the House Speaker.
Like an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
Actually, like can get in there and like do things, like Donald Trump Jr. Like
Puerto Rican. You're Latino.
I'm an American.
I would like Ivanka to run.
Yeah, or Tulsi Gabbard. She's pretty.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by our good friends at Unsolicited Role Models. The role models you may not want, but you may just need. More content coming together this summer. Unsolicited Role Models collaborating with Saravo Broadcasting. So head over to their channel, give them a subscribe and a like. Jimmy Drust still has no quarterback, so we're looking forward to see the Steelers and where they're going to go next year and in 2 weeks within the draft. Aaron Rodgers, he's really holding up every team that has links to him, connections with. So it's pretty funny. Apparently he was going to be at Pittsburgh this close. Minnesota, who knows?
I think he's holding out for Minnesota.
I think so, but JJ's their guy.
That's what it is. What happens if JJ gets hurt again? You didn't have a Sam Darnold to back you up. That's the thing. Now you don't have that. Who is their back? I don't know who their backup is.
For Minnesota?
Yeah, that's the question. We don't know who the backup is for Minnesota. So in that case, why not go for Rodgers? You could just give him a year.
Let's see, Minnesota.
You give him a year or two deal, and it's like then let JJ and Aaron fight for it.
All right, let's see their depth chart.
But that's it. Like let them fight for it. But like I say that the teams in like talk. Like if you're gonna have a talk about it, it's Tennessee.
Brett Ripien.
Yeah, who? Who? Like
That's their backup.
The 4 teams are in talk. I could say that for to get Aaron Rodgers would be Tennessee, the Browns, the Steelers, and Minnesota.
No, I get that, but
like, because somebody, I give it maybe a week or maybe like half of that when you find out where Rodgers is going, because it's like, all right, do we pull the trigger? Do we get Rodgers for a couple of years, and then maybe next year when there's more depth in quarterback, we will get our guy. Like that's the question, and that's more or less for Minnesota, for Tennessee, and for the Browns.
Yeah.
Do you stick with? Do you like go for Rodgers and you have him like maybe develop Will, and he could be a better quarterback? Because that's the thing, you threw him right into the Lions den.
Yeah, but how long are you gonna wait for?
Yeah, but look at Jordan Love.
How long are you gonna wait for Rodgers for?
How long you gonna wait for? Or how much?
How long? I mean, how long are you gonna wait for him to make a decision?
I don't think it's a decision made. I think he has a decision. It's just the other recipient.
So he's selfish.
I don't know if it's selfish. I think he wants a specific team to go to, and like Minnesota's just showing like, hey, we were going with JJ last year, and I think we're going to stick on this year. But like in the back of their mind, it's like everybody, is Shady gonna get hurt again? Is he gonna get hurt? Is he not gonna be that good? Like what happens if he does get hurt? It's like, oh well, then we should have had Rodgers.
Okay, but
Like same with like Tennessee.
But don't you think if they wanted him, they would have reached out? They would have reached out and said, "Hey, Rodgers, we want you to be our quarterback."
Yeah, but that's the problem. I think it's Rodgers is reaching out. It's Minnesota not reciprocating
All right, so if there's an offer on the table from Pittsburgh, why not take it?
because he's waiting for Minnesota.
But if that's your only offer,
I think he's waiting for Minnesota because it's the best.
because he did the same thing with the Jets,
Yeah,
and
but
look what happened.
I think Minnesota is the best case scenario to go. They're the better team that could go win the Super Bowl. Yes.
Here's the thing. With Aaron Rodgers, because everybody said it, Ramirez, every single Jet fan, this is what they said.
I'm not a Jet fan. To be fair.
No, but you did say with a healthy Rodgers, that Jets team could win games. You said that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did say that.
So, Minnesota, great team. They could go 16-1 with Rodgers, or they could go 4-13.
Well,
He could hold them back.
he can, but I also think, and I said this to you, the Jets organization is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Rodgers next year, if he goes on Minnesota or to Pittsburgh, and they play really good, like they're like
What? But what if Minnesota don't want him to do the Pat McAfee show every week like he does?
well, yeah, but every player does that though. Every player does the show every week. Even
Every single player.
not every single player, but there's players that are on there that are on.
Yes, as a guest appearance, but he wants to do it every single day because for Aaron Rodgers, it's all about me. It's not about the team, it's about me. Which is why I'm glad the Giants stayed away from him.
Yeah, but we'll see. But like I said, if he's good, like if he plays very, let's say he's in Minnesota and he goes 14-3. Let's just say he goes 14-3.
Just to lose in round one.
No, and he goes all the way. Just say he goes all the way. Well, all right. Let's say he didn't go 14-3 to make the playoffs. That tells me the Jets were holding him back.
Or he's on a good team.
But I mean, the Jets were holding him back. That means he made the wrong choice.
I just think
Look.
he's old.
Look at Geno Smith. We went to see. Yeah, he went around the league for a little bit, but when he found a home in Seattle that had a good system, and just
Yes, but Aaron Rodgers is on the decline. He's washed up.
look, we just said that about Sam Darnold and Geno Smith.
41-31. Big difference.
Yeah, but that's still not comparable.
And Sam Darnold is what, 27, 28?
Yeah, but still.
Big difference.
But Sam Darnold went to Minnesota, was the backup, got the job because somebody got hurt, and then he went 14-3. The second best record to not win their conference. And had to go play the Rams that were the Rams defense destroyed them because it was also Sam Darnold's first playoff appearance.
Yeah, and the Rams were the hottest team going into that game.
That's the thing. And they also had home field in that first game.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it. If we had no like team not the record division, and it was all about who had the better record. Like think about it. Minnesota would have had the number 2 seed.
Yeah, they would have.
They would have the number 2, or maybe the number.
They would have had the number 2.
No, 3. 'Cause I think you're forgetting about Philly. Philly was also 14-3. And I think they had the better divisional record. I think they only lost one division, lost one game against a rival, and that was Washington.
Uh-huh.
So they would have had probably the better record because I forget they lost to Detroit twice.
Yeah.
So that tells me that they would have popped into the 3 spot, but still they would have host somebody. So that's a lot of different varieties.
Yeah, I still think they were going to lose.
It's so hit or miss because I think they could have won that game and went on and beat somebody because they had a better overall team. But at the same time, yeah, they choked. But it was also Sam Darnold's first time in the playoffs. I don't blame him for being that nervous, and he was doing way too much.
I agree.
So I think now he's on Seattle, and Seattle absolutely can be a powerhouse team. If
They can be, and I think they will be.
if they draft or use their draft picks properly.
But I still think the Rams come out on top and win that division.
This year, maybe. I think San Fran and I think Arizona are going to take major step backs. Arizona, I think they're going to be a while.
All I know is the Florida Gators are the national champions.
Oh, that looks good. I don't know. I don't know what happened to Duke and Houston.
Yeah,
They both. How do you choke a lead?
they
like
both
that?
choked that away.
Houston had a major lead and they choked that away.
Like, that was bad.
I don't know. I don't know how that.
I
worked.
lost my pool because of Houston.
Yeah, but like that's still crazy. Like I don't know how in the world they let that happen. Like especially for Duke. Duke was up like 9 points with like 34 seconds left,
Mm-hmm.
and then you let them come back and win the game.
Uh-huh.
And then Houston, you're up by 15 points. And
Yep.
you let them come back and win that game. You should have won that game. Like, I don't know what happened.
And Paige Beckers won her first ever national championship. Tell you, Jimmy and I were happy that happened.
I mean, congratulations to her.
She deserved it. That team is great.
That team deserves it, not just her.
Mm-hmm. So here's a tricky question. Would Gino Amanera, if that's how we say his last name, have the same success in the NBA that he is at the college level?
I honestly think he would go to the WNBA before he goes to the NBA. Let's get that started first. I don't think he'll go to the NBA.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think so. I think he'll go to WNBA. Now, I think he could be
Oh, yeah, because he knows the women's game.
a lot better than the men. Like he's been the head coach for the women's UConn for a long time.
Yeah, since like 1990 something,
Exactly.
12 championships.
Yeah, so why would you like go straight to men? Like no offense to like anybody that does that.
No, but it makes sense. It's a whole different style of game.
Yeah, it's the ball will be bigger. The men are more physical than the women.
And the way coaches have been fired, who knows
Exactly.
who knows how long he
Like,
would
if
last.
If he has success and like he gets to the playoffs every year and like he wins a champion here and there, he'll be perfectly fine. But I think he maybe he's meant just for developing the college women into the
Could be.
NBA stars. Like
Could be.
He's the step in the ladder of
Mhm.
success if you go to him and everything.
Great head coach, great organization, great program.
Yeah.
I think besides Paige Beckers, we've seen Maya Moore.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brianna Stewart went to UConn.
Yep.
I think did Candace Parker go to UConn?
I'm not sure, but maybe.
Yeah, UConn's been one of those dominating programs. And on the men's side, you have Duke, you have North Carolina as a dominating.
I think number one was I think it's UCLA. I think it's like the number one that like come out of a lot of those players come out of college as number one for the
Yeah.
for the NBA. I think I have to look at it,
But yeah, congrats, Paige. You deserve it. One of the best players in the game for sure. And Sarah Strong, great upcoming freshman. So it was a great tournament. I think UConn was the only 2 seed there. Everyone else was 1, while the men's side,
all one.
yeah, we're all 1.
Yeah, 'cause you rarely, as I said, you rarely get that.
Yeah, there's
Like,
normally
all
an upset
ones.
here and there.
Well, even I think next year you might get the same thing, or you get like one of like the top 5.
You may have 1,
Yeah, because like,
but I think it will change next year.
well, we'll see. Because I think Duke will still be the number 1 because they have a young core.
Like Florida has a few guys going into the draft.
Yeah.
Cooper Flagg may go into the draft.
He ain't gonna go draft. If he's smart, develop. You need to develop. Don't go rush into there because you're good for 1 season. What happens when you get hurt next season and it's like, oh well, I'm in the NBA now. Like no, you need to develop yourself, making sure you're dominant as a college player, and then you could go to a team that needs a guy like you. Like, don't go in there thinking 1 year you have for success, because the next year you have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like develop yourself as a person and develop yourself as a player. Don't
Mm-hmm.
rush into it.
And then Alex Ovechkin breaks Wayne Gretzky's record,
An old record.
895, best goal scorer in the history of the National Hockey League. Congrats, Ovi. I was there for goal 700. It would have been cool to be there for 895, but maybe I'll be there for 1,000 if you get.
Do you think he's gonna reach 1,000?
He could. Think about it.
I think if they go to the cup this year and they win it, I think he's done.
Think about it. He missed the first year. The first year of his career, he could have 1,000 goals.
He would have been at 900.
First year was a lockout.
Well, do you think that he reaches 900 this year? Like he gets 5 more?
A good chance, but I don't know.
So that means like next year, if he hits this year, if he hits 900 and he plays one more year, he has to hit 100 goals.
Yeah, in 3 years.
In 3 years?
Yeah, that would probably be it.
Oh yeah, but he'll do it though.
It's possible. He may want it.
It's definitely possible. If he hits it, if he has to hit 100 goals,
Mm-hmm.
say he makes 900 this year, he has to hit 100 goals in the next 3 years. Oh yeah, it's definitely possible.
Mm-hmm. But think about it. He missed his first year due to a lockout, so that's 82 games that he missed.
Yeah, that could have been funny his scores.
Then in 1920 was COVID, so he missed 10 games there.
19 and 20. You mean 20 to 21?
No, because the pandemic happened at the end of the season, so he missed 10 games.
Well, yeah, but COVID happened at 2020.
Yeah. But then the 2021 season was 56 games or 40-something games. So that's 30 games that he missed.
And I think, didn't he win it in 21, the Cup?
2018. So if you think about it, he missed over 100.
He won the Cup in 20, oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
2018. You're right.
So he missed a few games. He missed at least 100 games from COVID and from the first ever lockout.
Yeah.
And think about 2013. There was another lockout. So he missed at least 150 games from lockouts and COVID. He could have easily hit 1,000 goals the way Ovi was going.
Yeah.
So we can't take anything. We can't take anything away from that.
No.
Because you got some like clowns that like to say, "Oh, goals, points per game, it's an overrated stat." But I look at it as, yeah, it is an overrated stat, but you have to look at the efficiency of how they've gotten there. And Ovi, the way he scores his goals, he's truly the best goal scorer ever. I can't deny that. Whereas Crosby, I think he's the better overall player. The assists, the points per game. I think Crosby only has 600 goals, but overall, I think he's better than Ovechkin, but Ovechkin's the better goal scorer.
Well, it plays that are saved in with Page and Clark type of conversation that we have.
Yeah, because Page is the better overall player, whereas Caitlin Clark is just known for her three-point shot. Same thing, too, with Steph Curry. Great three-point shooter, but he's not the best overall player.
Well, when he was there, yeah, he was. Without KD, he was the best overall player. Like, he was. He definitely was. When KD got there, yeah, he wasn't the face no more. It was KD's team. KD won the champions. But even after KD left, who had we all thought Golden State was going to be done crappy. And then, guess what? In 21, 22, they went to the finals. Oh, guess what? Steph Curry took over again. He won. And then, guess who fucked it up? Draymond Green.
Draymond Green.
Fucked it all up because he wanted to punch out fucking Jordan Poole. And he fucked it all up because it was all about him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm sorry. If he makes the Hall of Fame, that's going to be boycott at that point.
Yeah, it probably will be.
Because I understand he has 4 championships, but he did fucking nothing. I'm sorry. He did nothing. I understand he's a defensive guy, defensive mind.
No, he's not a Hall of Famer.
No matter.
Draymond Green's no Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but they'll just get him because he has 4 rings.
Yeah, which is why that's also an overrated stat.
What, rings?
Yeah.
I mean...
Because think about it this way. Oh, LeBron, Jordan, 6 rings. Who has the most rings?
No, yeah, it's LeBron. But it's also an argument you could say with...
Bill Russell has 13.
11.
Okay, he has 11. So how come he's not in the conversation for GOAT? Tim Duncan has 5 or 6. Tim Duncan has 5. How come he's not in the conversation for GOAT?
He's the best power forward, I think.
But how come he's not in the conversation for GOAT? If we look at the rings. Oh, who's got the most rings?
Because I think it's just because of...
Well, I get that, but why is the conversation LeBron and Jordan? When if you're gonna bring up 6 rings, he went 6-0 in the finals. Okay. What about Tim Duncan? What about Bill Russell? Players that have more rings besides Tim Duncan.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Tim Duncan don't have the most rings. Well, I would say, like I said to you like last time, like it's about different eras. Like Jordan played an era where it was more physical and they punched you in the face. With the Duncan era, it wasn't that physical. Like that's why he could shoot around more and it'd be that big guy, and then he knows he had the advantage with that. So that's why I think people will go with Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan's probably in that era the best player. That's why he's considered the best player overall. But if we're going with LeBron, LeBron is the more technical player. But we're going off success. Jordan had more success.
Yeah.
But that's why. That's why people say Jordan's the best. Like even that's why Kobe's like third, because Kobe had the best team, and that's where you had the best center in the league, Shaq.
Yeah.
Because Shaq won I think what 3 times in a row the Finals MVP.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, when he won their free-peat, Kobe did it. Kobe won it after Shaq left. After he left, he won it. So what's that tell you? Shaq was pretty much helping Kobe. When Shaq left, it was all on Kobe. Kobe had to rely on other people, and then when Paul Gasol came in, that's what it was. He got his problem solver. He needed a supported player. Like I get, like you say, Kobe's a better overall player than LeBron or everything.
Yeah.
But if we're looking apples to apples, LeBron could go carry it. Do you think if Kobe was in a situation LeBron was in when they were down 3-1, do you think really Kobe would have came back?
No, but that's why I said LeBron is the better overall player, but Kobe's the better scorer.
Yeah. No, you said opposite.
No, I said LeBron is the better. I said, no, this is what I said. Just because LeBron has 40,000 points does not mean he's the best scorer.
Well, if it says you have the most points.
No, but that does not mean he's the best scorer.
I mean,
stat-wise, yeah, but that does not mean he's the best scorer.
I also think it goes into his longevity and him being able to be healthy. Like, Kobe had that Mamba mentality, but I think it took a toll on him. All the practicing, everything. He even did it like when it was like time to rest. He wouldn't let his body rest. He'll keep going even like after the season. He'll keep going.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think he knew his body couldn't like take it no more. LeBron actually lets his body rest and takes care of it. I'm not saying Kobe didn't. I'm just saying LeBron like predicates his body as a temple and takes care of it, and knows when to let it rest and they take care of it properly and like have those times off. To legit have those times off, not to go crazy back in the gym the next day. Be like, oh okay, I'm just gonna kill my body to the end, and that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Why I think LeBron is here longer, and like he now has a chance to get 5 rings.
Mm-hmm.
Like like I said, if they come out of that conference, the West Conference, as champions, like over OKC, which we think OKC is going to go pretty far, because I think the top 3 teams are the teams that could it's Jordan. Jordan had more success. Like, he went 6-0 in the finals. He won, and no one can take that away from him.
Yeah.
But I also think he had a great supporting cast. Like, hey, Rob, what you to do is be the rebound guy. I don't need you to score. I need you to be rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Pippen, score as much as you can, but I need you to be the defensive player. I need you to stop their best guy, and he did. And then you had Kerr that was not a better shooter, but he was good on the wing when you needed a wide open shot.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Especially when he was gone for those 2 years. Houston won because they didn't have to deal with Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. Like, they went back to back because they were dominant. And when he came back and won another three-peat, it was like, oh well, like I said, they're a better overall team.
They could have been.
Yeah, but Jordan proved that nope, this is my team.
I disagree with that, but that's a different
was
conversation for a different day. But
What, that wasn't Jordan's team, the Bulls?
no, it was, but they were great all around.
No, they were great all the way around. Like, they have a good roster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's also conversations like, oh, well, Jordan would have took a bump Cavs team all the way to the finals. It's just like, if you think about it, like, I understand the West was weak or the East was weak at that moment, because no one else was really that good at that conference. And then on the other side, you had the West that was really good at the time, like with Spurs, Lakers, and even the Suns were good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with Charles Barkley.
No, Barkley was no. I'm talking about in the LeBron era, the LeBron time, like the
Oh.
early 2000s when he was there, whenever he got drafted.
Oh, all right. Yeah, because I know Barkley played for the Suns too.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is one with Steve Nash, not Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, on his MVP season, and then other role players that were good.
I know the team you're talking
Dallas.
about.
Dallas was also
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I know the team you're talking about.
But
Sean Marion.
Yeah, Sean Marion and all them. They were really good, but could Jordan do that? I don't know.
He might have.
He might have, but I don't think he could carry a cast team like that. Especially when he went to Charlotte. He didn't care. He was just collecting money.
Yeah, but
That's it. He was just collecting money out of that.
things happen.
Yeah, but he was just at the point where I'm just done.
Oh well, he was what, 40 something?
30, late 30s, 40s, whatever it was. But he was still just collecting cash. That's all it was. Just
Mhm.
a paycheck.
All right, everybody, listen. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to this another episode of the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. Join us next week as we discuss the overrated and underrated teams in the National Football League heading into the draft and 2025 season. And in 2 weeks from now, we will give our final mock draft before the NFL draft. So we will see everybody next time. The Doug Saravo Show is brought to you by our good friends at Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. We got Dougie, we got Drusty. We will see everybody then, and thank you for supporting.